snitches, aka little grassing bastards. How many of you have ever been snitched on, whether that's in school, high school, or even at fucking work and college? Snitches are everywhere, little bastards who grass you up, not only to teachers, but to the law. Now I just want to make it clear that grassing/snitching is wrong. Do not, under any fucking don't deliberately be a cunt to people. I'm going to explain, not that I need to, the reasons why you shouldn't be a grass, aka snitching little bastard. Let's get into it. Have you ever been doing something a little bit stupid, whether that's out on the streets or whatever the fuck, and some little cunt grasses you up like the cunt you are? That's not fair. Alright, you're doing the wrong thing, but grassing just makes you 10 times as worse as that fucking cunt. I'm gonna put an example just to be an example. Let me explain. Let's say you're out dealing drugs on a fucking freezing cold Friday morning. Now, let's say that some bastard rinks police and then you get fucking done. Would you say that that's a good thing to do or a bad thing to do? Because if they find out who you are, you're gonna get such a worse fucking punishment since what they got when they got took into the establishment. Alright, that technically wasn't a very good argument, but fucking hell, it was an example. I once knew this lad back in primary. He was a hypocrite. Let me explain why. I'll not use his real name, even though he is a bit of a wanker. I mean, of course, he's all grown up now, but then again, it'll never abhor his actions. I'm gonna give him a fake name. Bastard. I think that's a good name for him. Bastard. Well, anyway, Bastard was known for being a bit of the smart kid. Seriously, I'm not taking piss. He was at a level 5 grade of work, whatever you want to call it. Remember, this is primary school, so let me explain my story. This bastard would always talk down to people who, quote unquote, tell tales, because you don't grass in those days, you tell tales, don't you? Well, anyway, I think as slipped out, I were in middle of field. I'm thinking back now, this is fucking 10, 12 years ago. I accidentally swore, accidentally, it slipped out, I got scared, right, because I were playing with a fucking stick, and I saw like a spider that were just fucking legging its way towards me, and I said, oh shit, right? Now, listen to this, it's going a bit long, but just bear with me. This bastard runs over to dinner ladies, because, you know, it's at lunchtime, you have dinner ladies wash out on us. Ran over to us, and I got a bollocking. I got sent to the wall. It's not Game of Thrones. That was a genuine punishment of what you did back in primary. You get sent to the wall. And that is practically the biggest fucking shame you could have on yourself since spilling a carton of Ribena. You'd look such a cunt just stood there and every cunt watching you. And everyone just looking down on you like the bastard you are. But then again, your situations are probably less harsh than mine was, but who knows. Now you're probably thinking, what happens next? Well, let me explain. This bastard, literally a few days later, had a go at me for telling tales. I didn't tell tales. I threatened the cunt. Not with a knife, but I mainly threatened to tell tales. There's a difference between threatening to grass and grassing itself. A big fucking difference. I threatened to grass him. And this cunt, word for word, this is burnt into my mind like a fucking saucepan. He says, don't go around telling tales. You just make yourself look stupid. But obviously in a little bastard's voice. I tell you something, today I will never forget that bastard and all the cunty hypocritical shit that he did. Not just to me, but to everyone. And then again, back in primary, everyone gets respect. I imagine if he did that back in high school, he never came to my high school, he went to a different one. But I can just imagine now, from the top of my head, he went to that high school and he had someone grassed up. Oh, and I bet they kicked his fucking head in. Enough of my stories. I want to tell you something else that gets you into shit for grassing. Yourself. You can get yourself in such shit for grassing. You could be held accountable, let's say if it's a criminal offence, or if it's a school case, you could be involved in it, And not only that, you'd be sat in a detention room with the same cunts you grassed up. Oh, no cunt can hear you scream. Make sure you fucking think about your actions wisely. Another story I want to tell is about a lass grasser. Now, I'm alright with her now, definitely she's a nice lass. I wouldn't mind having a go on her if I'm honest. But anyway, back in high, she was known as a major fucking grass. Like, I'll tell you honest to God, she was a fucking mouthy bastard. She had darkish hair. She had a bit of a fucking... she had a cunt voice to her. She had a cunt voice, and she had a scar where her fucking appendix was removed, because you have your appendix removed at that age, don't you? Well, anyway, let me get into it. She was known as being a bit of a grass during science lessons, English lessons, maths. You name it, she was a bit of a bastard, not only to me, but to a lot of other cunts. And grassing in high school is definitely the biggest downgrade, and oh, I tell you something, getting your head flushed down the toilet is a fucking slap on the wrist compared to what fucking will end up happening if you grass on the wrong person. Let me carry on. As I said, now she's alright, she's definitely one of my best mates, I'm honest to God. But her past in high school, me not getting along with her very well, that made me very, very upset. I didn't cry, but God, did I hold in so much frustration, so much fucking anger, that, well, you act hard in those days, don't you? I acted right hard back in fucking high, and I never hit anyone. I were an alright kid back then, so being grassed upon definitely put some weight on my fucking shoulders, let me be honest. Then again, I wonder, to this very date if I'm honest, how can I be so close to that person now, when I later abhorred their actions upon grassing on me? We did a sort of, like at high school, it was more of a, like an engineering class you could say. She also took that with me. And I did a thing that also got me into some bullshit. I did a YouTube live stream on an old vlogging channel. I've only ever had 2 YouTube channels, and I've recently, started this one back up again. And I'm going to try and find that footage because it's on YouTube somewhere. I was at the grade point of high school. I need to find that footage actually to prove my point. Unfortunately, I believe I deleted the video. As well as that, I've only had 2 YouTube channels, and I've lost the information to get into that account, as well as the name it was, because it was the start of high school. I wasn't really bothered about creating videos as I am now. I'm definitely a creative person, but I would love to show you that footage just to prove my point, but I don't have it. So that's a pain in the ass. I just want to say, have you ever grassed? I'm not here to take the piss out of you. It was probably a long time ago, your experiences, and I was just adding a bit of comedy by going on a bit of a rant tangent about it, so excuse my language, it was all for a joke if I'm honest. The situations did happen, everyone that I've mentioned, but now looking back, being a lot more mature, I was a bit of a bastard, let's be honest. So you see that iCard just there? Let me know, have you ever grassed? Yes or no? Have you ever snitched? Which is the same thing. Yes or no? And if you have you had any punishment about it? Like, I don't know, they somehow managed to find out with you shit you sent or whatever. I'd love to know that, so leave them in the comment section below if you'd like. But on that note, I just want to end on one more thing. And before I go, I'm going to leave you on just a little bit of a notice. Don't fucking grass. Don't snitch. Don't tell tales, don't chat bullshit, don't spread bullshit, don't be a wanker, don't be a fucking daft cunt, don't go to their houses like the daft cunt you are. Be civilised. Don't be a cunt, don't be a grass, don't be a wanker, don't go chatting shit, and I think essentially, you'll be alright. Let some other cunt chat shit, let them get their fucking heads kicked in. Not you. Be different. Don't be a wanker, be different. Be civilised, be mature, and overall, subscribe. And on that note, I'll sin a bit. Much love.